I'm Reverend Bill Lyon, your minister here at Heritage Universalist Unitarian Church. At the beginning of this new year, we gather not to rush forward, but to arrive just as we are. May this hour offer us space to breathe, to listen, to gently notice what we may be carrying. And now our worship associate, Les Tacey, would like to welcome you. Les?
Thank you, Bill. Good morning. My name is Les Tacey, and I'm the worship associate. You know, all of you are welcome here in the sanctuary, or whether you're on Zoom. Hi, Zoomers. Hello. And maybe even if you're watching this video down the road. You know, at Heritage, you don't have to subscribe to a specific set of beliefs or conform to a way of thinking. Just breathe that in. So free. Wherever you are on your journey, there is a place for you here at Heritage. We welcome our first-time visitors, as well as those who have visited a few times and those of you who've been coming for years. There's a guest book out there right outside the sanctuary. If you're new, you're welcome to fill that out. And if you're online and you're new, there should be a little guest book, virtual guest book for you to fill out. This morning's greeter from the board is Sue Rahal. Sue, raise your hand. Oh, she only raised her hand. She stood up. There we are. She will be glad to answer any questions, give you a tour of the building if you'd like one. I'll also add that ubiquitous reminder, silence your mobile devices. And I might not have silenced mine except text. I got a text from Steph who said, hey, enjoy the service. Oh, yeah. You know, you'll find that we have all kinds of things happening here within our walls and beyond. All you have to do is turn that order of service over and you can check out the list of upcoming events. But wait, there's more. More. As we close the Christmas season, we're going to be taking down the tree and putting away the holiday decorations right after our worship service today. The wreaths, the tree, the greens, all of it.
So if you're able to stay and help, even for a few minutes, it really does make a difference. Many hands make lighter work, and we'd love the help.
We also want you to know that there's a new effort from our Democracy Action Team called 5 Calls and Coffee.
Now, this is a simple way to take the guesswork out of calling our state and federal officials. The team will help you choose issues, find the right numbers, think through what you want to say. The group meets the second and fourth Thursdays starting at 11 a.m., starting January 8th. That's right around the corner. Mm-hmm. If you're interested or have questions, you can reach out to Louise Loire. It's about showing up together. Every voice matters.
Earlier this week, one of the signs on our property here that expresses our congregation's values was damaged. Many of you received an email about this, but we want to give it some space here as well. We don't know who was responsible, and we're not speculating.
What we do know is who we are. So a replacement sign, actually 2 of them, will be installed today as a simple expression of our continuity of care. If you're able and willing to help put signs back up after worship, we invite you to do that as well.
And with that, Bill, I invite you to lead us to worship.
Thanks, Les. These words are adapted from John O'Donohue. And you know what we might also need to do, Les? Is have somebody light the chalice after I say this.
Would you like to come up and light the chalice?
Eliana? You don't have to. Maybe Jen would like to come up with you.
Thank you.
We need a pilot. One of the things we're practicing this week is giving up perfectionism. How are we doing? Okay, that's pretty close to perfect, I think. Thank you, Liliana and Jen. Again, the words from John O'Donohue. May we enter this hour with gentleness toward ourselves. May we find here the courage to be present and the grace to release what no longer serves us. Come, let us worship together. And please rise as you're willing and able for our opening hymn, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. Their words will be displayed above me, and please remain standing for our covenant.
Please remain standing as we share our covenant. By this covenant, we affirm that love is the spirit of this church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall go together with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God.
We have a time in our service. Is our mic on? Okay, Lucy, is the mic on? We're checking on that. If not, then I can find another one. It's on now? I don't think so. I'm gonna try. Oh, no. How about mic 6? I can shout, but I can't get to the Zoomers. This one? Or this one? All right. I can't shout enough for our Zoomers. I can try, but Mike should help with that. So this is what we call the Time for All Ages. It's an opportunity for folks of any age, but we tend to think of some folks who are maybe younger than I am, who might like to come forward and help with a story that we'll tell together. You guys come up? And you can decide to come up now, you can decide partway through to come up. I'm trying to think where I want to be. Why don't I be right over here? Some of you will be over there. You can be either place you like. As I mentioned, people of all ages. Thanks, Jen, for stepping up. So, pretty big crowd today. Happy New Year to you all. You heard people say that? Happy New Year, there we go. So I'm looking for some help, and you've generally been able to help me with things. Anybody willing to help me with some simple things that I ask you to? Yeah, all right. Anybody like athletic? Feel like athletic? I do some things physically? Yeah, yeah. I think I'm going to pick on Jack because Jack's so easy to pick on. But I'm going to pick on all of you. I'd like all of you to help me with this. So, Jack, you mind standing up for me? I'm going to ask you to help me carry some things. I'm going to ask some other folks to help me get the things that Jack's going to carry. So, for example, maybe that backpack. Are you able to carry a backpack, you think? You've carried a backpack before. That one's got some books in it. Would somebody like to hand that backpack to Jack? There you go. Look at what else could you carry? There's also there's some more books in that red bag there. Simon, you want to get that? Okay. All right. Let's make sure somebody else gets the chance to pull some of this over. You got that? Good. How about? Oh, there's a weight over there. Yeah, Juliet, could you grab that weight? Hand that to Jack. Jack might want to work out. He's athletic. He told me he's athletic. All right. Doing really well there. Soccer's a sport. Simon, you want to get the soccer ball for us? Just hand that to Jack too. Great. Doing well there. Let's see. Remy, you see something over there you'd like to grab? Yeah, maybe that big. How about the big gray thing? Yeah, give him that. The big gray suitcase. Give him the big gray suitcase. Yeah, load him down with that. Excellent. All right. He's got a lot there, but I think he can handle more. I think he can handle more. Shayla, you see something over there? Maybe he should have a coat with him. You think? Want to give him a coat? Am I basically trying to make him collapse? It's a fair question. I'm not answering that though. Yeah, Liliana, would you like to grab something we could hand him? Go right ahead. There's the coat or that's a good one. You might need you never know when you need a sleeping bag, so you should be prepared. So you got that well? All right, good. And he could get cold. Do you think he needs a coat? Sonny, you think he needs a coat? No, okay. What about a chair? There's a big red chair over there. He might want to sit down on a chair sometime. Can somebody grab that big chair over there? The red chair? Go for it. You got a red sweater on, that works well. That over there, it's folded up. Yeah. And Juliet, while you're at it, can you grab that? No, that would be tough. Yeah, once you get, that's a hammock. He might need a hammock too. All right, let's see. There's still a coat over there. Get the coat for me, yeah. All right. Jack, we can. All right. Oh my gosh. Is somebody feeling really strong over there? Okay, turn around for us. We'd really like to see how this is working out. You're doing great, by the way. All right. How about that thing standing up there? That, yeah. Carefully, because that's. Yeah, once you bring that up and show people what you're bringing up there, Juliet. There we go. Okay. All right. I think you're doing great. You're doing great. Now just add the sledgehammer to it. How's Jack doing? Just a couple of other things. There's a stool there. I need the stool placed right here. Can you, maybe with your foot, can you yeah. There you go. Just bring it over here. Nice. A little farther, come on. Oh, you're doing great. Nice. A little more. Yeah. My sister had a phrase, if you tie a broom to my butt, I can also sweep the floor. That's not appropriate, but she did say that. And then, could you get that beautiful blue scarf? One of you, maybe Kate, could you or somebody? Yeah, Jack, I need you to put that on the stool, but maybe we put it in his lips, and he can. Perfect. There is just one more thing. Let me show you. This is one of the most precious things in my world. It's a gift to me from this congregation the first time I came. I would really like it if you would place it right there on the stool for me. Could you do that for me? You don't want to drop it. What would you need to do to be able to do that? Oh, you could put something down. Yeah, I never said you couldn't put stuff down. Whatever you need to put down. Nice. Nice. Now you think you could do it? Beautiful. Well done. So, what you all have helped us see, and I think maybe you've helped a lot of us see something here, is that sometimes we can carry a lot of things. And we have some choices. Did Jack have some choices? Didn't even realize he had the choice to put some stuff down. Any other choices Jack could have had? Jack could have said, I'm carrying my own stuff, and that beautiful chalice is not mine to carry. Thanks for asking, but it's not mine to carry. He could have said, somebody else want to help me with this stuff? And you probably would have said yes. Right? Yeah, someone would have said yes. So those are some things I want to think, just keep in mind. As you grow, you're going to have a lot of folks want to put a lot of stuff on you, and you do have some choice in what you carry. Now, what I'd also like to do is I'd like to invite you to take everything here except for this out the Great Hall to the tree after we leave you with a blessing. And the blessing I'd like for the congregation to help me with is very simple. I will say, may you go, and then you'll say in love. So thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for who you are and who you're becoming. May you go in love. And anybody else can help Jack carry this other stuff out. Very careful with that. Put them under the tree out there.
As we enter this new year together, we're invited into this gentle practice of release, just as we saw Jack release. It doesn't always have to be dramatic. Sometimes it's simply loosening our grip on the things that weigh us down. In this moment of joys and sorrows, we want to make space for what is real in our lives. We name what is heavy so we don't have to hold it alone. We name what is bright so we can shine more fully among us. For those in the sanctuary, soon you'll be invited to come forward and take the microphone and share your name along with a brief joy or sorrow. For those of you on Zoom, you may type in your joys and concerns into the chat. They'll be read after those in the sanctuary have shared. And we even have a third way, and this would have already happened, but people can submit a joy or sorrow by email, and then we'll read those first. We also have a birthday jar to honor anniversaries, not just birthdays. Contributions that are put in this jar go to help our garden out there. Goes to our garden fund. And remember, if you're not really in the mood to speak out loud today, that's okay. Just have a candle lit in silence, and that'll be fine.
That's a lot of candles. That's a lot we have to share, and a lot that we know is still held in our hearts. So I'll light this last imaginary candle in honor of all those. I think now would be a good time to sit quietly while we sing a song. dark of winter. Words will appear.
Good morning. I'm Erin Walzewski, and I'm here to talk about sharing our abundance. If you are new to our church, one of our coolest traditions is that every week when we pass the offering plate, we don't keep the money here at the church, we give it away to 100% of what we collect to a nonprofit that connects either with our mission or with a timely event. And when Reverend Bill told me that today's service was going to be about letting go, I immediately thought of hospice and the services and support that hospice offers. And I'm sure some of you have experienced the services and support of hospice for a loved one. The one we're supporting today is Hospice of Cincinnati, which is maybe one that some of you have experience with too. It is where my dad spent his final hours. So I thought I would read to you something that I shared when he passed away a little over a year ago about the way I felt about it at the time. It's May 5th, 2024. I'm heartbroken to share that my dad passed away yesterday. He was smart and kind and funny in a dad humor kind of way. He loved his wife and his 3 girls and his 9 grandkids and trips to the beach and being a barbecue judge and fixing stuff and watching Georgia football. He and my mom were getting ready to celebrate their 53rd wedding anniversary. He was diagnosed with cancer 10 years ago, and we feel so lucky to have had 10 years of birthday parties and graduations and weddings and ball games and school plays and egg hunts and family vacations and all the little things that make up a life. I was pregnant with Kate, who's now 10, when he was diagnosed, and I remember thinking, I really hope she gets to meet her papa. So after all the extra time that we got with him, this is the part where I'm supposed to say, what more could we ask for? But the truth is, we did want more time, because you always do when it's someone you love. We welcome your gifts today to anyone who is letting go or helping a loved one let go to Hospice of Cincinnati. We'll be passing the plates here in the sanctuary, and if you're on Zoom, the link will be in the chat. Thank you.
I'll share a reading with you by Gretchen Haley, Forged in the Fire of Our Coming Together. What is going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? And these days we find ourselves too often stuck with these questions on repeat. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? We grasp at signs and markers, articles of news and analysis, Facebook memes and forwarded emails, as if the new zodiac is capable of forecasting all that life may yet bring our way, as if we could prepare, as if life had ever made any promises of making sense or turning out the way we thought, as if we are not also actors in this still unfolding story. For this hour, we've gathered to surrender to that mystery, to release ourselves from needing to know, to yearning to have it already figured out. And also the burden of believing we either have all the control or none. Here in our song and our silence, our stories and our sharing, we make space for new breath, a new healing, a new possibility to take root. That is courage, forged in the fire of our coming together and felt in the spirit that comes alive in this act of faith, that we still believe a new world is possible, that we are creating it already, here and now.
Thank you, Les. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
That's the phrase, right? You've heard it. You said it. You just said it back to me. And we mean it. Simple enough. Then what? How do we make it a happy new year, a peaceful new year, a healthier, more loving, more joyful, maybe even more groundbreaking in a good way new year? Or is it just my mind that goes there immediately toward new projects, new habits, new resolutions? And how does that usually work out? I'm not against any of those things. In fact, I'm very much about intention and about resetting intention from time to time, whether it's the high holy days of the Jewish New Year, the Asian Lunar New Year, or our Western January 1, or that one that's tied to our own personal journey around the sun. Got one of those coming up this month. We each have our own way and own time of recalibrating, of expectations and our path forward. Whether this is your moment or not, I'm guessing that most of us at least hope for something to be different, better in some way as we move into a new year, a new season, or a new phase of life. But what if the place to begin isn't with where we're going to start? Not with the new habits or the additional tasks or the grand plans we'll initiate. What if instead we began by letting go? For many of us, there may be many things we could let go of, and some we should absolutely not. Our children helped us notice something important. Sometimes we carry a lot. Sometimes the most sensible, most loving thing to do is to put something down so we can keep carrying what is most precious. And unlike that exercise, many of the things we carry aren't things. They're not physical things anyway. They may be feelings or attitudes, grief, trauma, shame, expectations. They may be roles and responsibilities, relationships, values, or beliefs. So it's important to be clear about what we mean and what we don't mean when we talk about letting go. Letting go does not mean forgetting, denying grief, excusing harm, or rushing into healing if those are among the things we carry, and for many of us they are. Nor does it mean abandoning our responsibilities to ourselves or to others, or relinquishing our roles as parents, partners, or fellow humans. Letting go may mean something gentler than that. It may mean loosening our grip, setting things down for now, creating enough space to breathe and move more freely so that we can become more capable of carrying what we must or what we choose to carry forward with intention. For most of my life, this time of year has been a season of reflection, of review and resetting expectations. Through both professional and personal lenses, I use the last few days of December and the first few days of January to consider what I consider to be holy work. Now, I don't always do it in the most holy ways. I mean, keep in mind, this is also the season of overindulgence, staying up later than my body knows it should be. So the effectiveness of that sacred work is sometimes questionable, but it begins with good intentions, I promise. This year I set aside time and I got away from my usual surroundings for a personal retreat. I brought with me last year's planner and this brand new blank one. Anyone else have a device like this? Yeah. Maybe yours is digital now, but for me, paper and pen is still the best for reflecting and dreaming. And this one is impressive, I gotta tell you. Look at it. It's got weekly, monthly, and annual calendars. It's got places for all my roles, 5 of them. And for each of them, 5 goals and 5 deadlines. Yeah. It's got a space for all the books I'm probably not gonna read. There's a bucket list in here for all the glorious, magnificent things that I'm probably gonna notice I didn't get done when I look at this next year. And I marked it back here. Just in case I can get to page 271, that's the self-care checklist. With another 20 things I gotta do. Some of you can relate. This year, though, I set aside that time and did something different. Instead of beginning by all the things that I could add, I started by noticing. I noticed what worked and what didn't work. I noticed how much I was carrying. And I allowed myself to actually feel the weight of it. Because when we're carrying a heavy load, adrenaline can be both friend and foe. It helps us push through, get important things across the finish line, but at the same time, adrenaline can numb us. It can make it hard to notice what's unsustainable. It also feeds the illusion of control. If we try harder, plan better, execute more diligently, then everything will work out. We'll feel younger and healthier, our relationships will flourish, our bank accounts will overflow, the congregation will thrive. And while we're at it, we'll turn the political and societal tides in the right direction. Control is an illusion. And adrenaline is a very convincing drug. But when we pause, when we set things down even briefly, we have the chance to sense reality more honestly, more gently, and more clearly. So I invite you to try something with me. Where do you feel the weight of all you're carrying, of all we are carrying? When you find yourself asking the questions Les named earlier from the reading, What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? And what can I do? Where do you feel that weight, that tension? What happens to your body? And what might it feel like if that burden were lightened? Even just a little, even just for a moment. That place in your body where you notice the tension, the stress, the weight, I invite you to breathe into it. Take a breath with me. Hold it gently for a moment, and then let it out. Again, breathing into that tension and release. Letting go of our burdens may not be as simple as that. But if you noticed even a small shift, even a bit more ease, you may have a sense of what letting go can feel like and what it might make room for. Now I ask you to imagine what might have more space to grow within you or your relationships or within our shared world if something else were released. Perhaps there would be more room for compassion or courage. Perhaps we might notice more beauty. Maybe even joy would have a little more space to take root. I'm reminded of the time when I first heard Poet Laureate Maya Angelou read her poem on the pulse of the morning. Each time I return to it, it both offers release and hope. And I want to share just one line and truly recommend reading the whole poem or rereading it when you have a chance. History, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived. But if faced with courage, need not be lived again. We are not asked to forget our histories, or pains, disappointments, hurts, or even traumas. We cannot unlive them. And individually and collectively, we probably shouldn't. But if we can loosen our grip on them, or their grip on us, we may not have to carry them forward in the same way. We can notice them. We can name them. We can feel their weight. And then breathe fresh air into them. And then, like exhaling stale air, make a bit of room. Room for something new. Room for hope. And isn't hope something many of us could use a little more of these days? But you know, even if a big truckload of hope, semi-truck came out there, brimming at the seams with just hope exuding, how would we receive it if our hands were already full? How would we scoop that up? Sometimes before we can take in what we need, we have to set something down. Only you can know what you might need or want to put down, to release, to let go, and you may not be ready to do that. Not completely. That's okay. We're just practicing. Loosening the grip a bit. Imagining a somewhat lighter burden. Exhaling puffs of stale air in the form of words written too firmly on our souls. You'll decide what words are for you. You'll decide whether you're ready to let go and even whether you'll participate. There's no right way, no right thing to release. This ritual we're going to do, we do it in this communal space of this sanctuary and for some of you in your homes. But make no mistake, this is a private act. Only you will know what you choose to release into the fire. The ritual you're invited to share is symbolic. We will use fire from our shared chalice as a reminder that transformation often comes through change of form, not erasure. No miracles are promised here, only an invitation to release and to make room. Science tells us that mass and energy are conserved, neither created nor destroyed, but transformed. And perhaps that is true of us as well. In a moment, we'll move from words into action. You're invited to participate in whatever way feels right to you, including simply witnessing. Before we move, I invite us into a quiet moment. What comes next is an invitation, not a requirement. In a moment, I'll invite you to write a word or a few words in the paper you received when you came in. If you didn't get one, the ushers are happy to bring one to you. It's a little hard to write on, so just be aware of that. And take your time with this. What you write is for you alone. If nothing comes to you right away, that's okay. You may simply hold the paper or choose not to write anything at all. Take your time. As we begin this ritual, we carry this flame from our chalice forward. As you hold the paper in your hands, take a moment to notice it. Notice the weight of it, however small. Notice what you've written, or what you've chosen not to write. When you feel ready, you're invited to bring the paper forward, approaching from the sides. Before handing it to Les or me, you may wish to pause for just a moment to name quietly to yourself what you are ready to release. Then you're invited to place the paper in our care. We will release it into the flame for you. You can notice the transformation and then return to your seat through the center aisle. Again, participation is optional. If it's easier for you to hand it to a friend to do, that's fine too. For those joining online, you may have a normal piece of paper, not like these. You can simply tear it up slowly or place it in a bowl of water, whatever feels right to you. as we conclude this ritual of release. If the year behind you held joy and growth, may that sweetness continue to nourish you. If the year behind you held pain, grief, or struggle, may you be relieved of what weighs heavily and renewed for the journey ahead. May what we have set down today make room for what truly matters. In the interest of time and the fact that I think we have the appropriate closure, we're going to move past the closing hymn. We'll sing it another time. Instead, I invite you to move toward the sides of the church. As is our tradition, we'll hold hands for our closing benediction. No, Nancy's going to. I think Nancy's going to help us with something. We'll try to get connected all the way up here if we can. Sandra's going to hold my hand, but I got to say something here. All right. We're getting connected. That's great. We're getting there. As we prepare to go from this place, may we carry with us whatever has been strengthened here. Come on in. All right. May we carry what's been strengthened here and trust that what we have set down will make room for what truly matters. Nancy, would you be willing to extinguish our chalice? You have. Well done. And Les, will you lead us in our closing benediction?